All right, my people, welcome back to Real Estate 101. I'm taking you guys to school. So if you like this video and the videos that are coming that we've already been putting out, guys, make sure you like, comment, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe, and share this with all the people you know that you think it will be helpful to. That's why I'm doing this, guys. I've spent over 6 figures in real estate education, doing masterminds, getting coaching, all of the above. And I'm here to share all the things that I've learned for absolutely free, guys. So the only thing I'm asking for you guys is just to share this video. Let's get that algorithm up so we can keep sharing these gems, these jewels with the world, right? Because it's not fun unless we all get some. All right, so let's get to it. So Real Estate 101, the topic for today is a motivated seller. Now, when you're thinking about this from an investor standpoint and getting into this business as a real estate investor, you're gonna hear this term a lot, a motivated seller. What is a motivated seller? What is motivation? What is a distressed? What is a distressed seller? What are distressed points? And that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about today. So in this episode of Real Estate 101, we're gonna talk about the three types of distress. So we have a financial distress, we have a circumstantial distress, and the third one is a physical distress. It's really the physical distress of the property, the home itself. The home itself is distressed. That's what creates a motivated seller, guys. All three of these distressors is what creates a motivated seller. This is what allows us to buy properties at a discount because we're solving so many problems in a short amount of time that people are focused on the value we're bringing and less about the price that we're paying for the property, all right? So let me repeat that for you guys because that was a gem. They're focused more on the value we're bringing as opposed to the price we're paying. So if you're not getting deals locked up at great prices, you need to look yourself in the mirror and see, am I really providing great value? Solving problems is how we make money. So what is a financial distress, guys? A financial distress is anything that causes financial distress that hurts the finances, the pockets of the homeowner. Now, one of the biggest things that's a financial distress that we talk about is foreclosure, right? And foreclosures happen for so many different reasons, guys. A foreclosure can happen because you got laid off from work. You lost your job. Maybe you got demoted, loss of income. It's so many things. Maybe your family member got injured and now you've been paying a whole bunch of medical bills. And so you just fall behind. And the last thing you're thinking about, hey, I've got food to put on the table. I've got to keep food in the refrigerator for my kids. I've got to take care of all these other things. And I'm sorry, paying the mortgage is probably the last thing that I'm gonna pay, okay? Excuse me. So loss of employment, salary cuts. The other one that we have that's a financial distress is tax delinquency, guys. So when a home becomes tax delinquent, it creates a financial distress. The home gets tax delinquent. They're getting so many notices from the county that they're owed this amount of money. Tax delinquencies, they're getting notices. And the tax amounts that's now delinquent now are gonna get slapped with penalties and interest on a daily basis. And it gets added up every month, but it's accumulating every day, okay? You've got tax delinquency. You've got HOA delinquency. Okay, right? Getting behind on your HOA if you have one. Not every home, not every neighborhood has an HOA. Bankruptcy is a big one, guys. I know you guys have heard that word. Bankruptcy. Maybe you fell into bankruptcy. You fell on hard times. You just can't get on it. That's a financial distress. These are all financial distressors. And another big thing, guys, is liens. Okay, anytime you have liens on the property, these are going to be liens or judgments. Okay, a lien or judgment can be anything. It can be a federal lien. A federal lien is anything like a child support lien. A federal lien can be an IRS lien. Let's say taxes. Let's say you underreported your taxes and what you earned and the IRS caught wind of that. You got an audit by the IRS. They slapped you with a lien. Now the IRS says you owe them $30,000. So if you go to sell this property, that federal IRS lien has to get paid through the sale of this property. It's not going anywhere until it gets paid. That's why they say do not play with Uncle Sam, because when he puts a lien on there and it's a federal lien, it will get paid at some point. And it's going to continue to increase with penalties and interest on a daily, monthly, and yearly basis. Okay, circumstantial. Let's talk about circumstances. What are things that can cause you to have circumstantial distress? Now, one of these things, a big one that causes distress with your circumstances in life is what? A divorce. Right, a divorce. Husband and wife are going through divorce. They got the divorce decree from the courts, and the judge says, you gotta sell the property, right? Now they're motivated sellers. They have to sell this property. They hate each other's guts. We bought properties from divorcees, husband and wife, and they wouldn't even get on the phone with us together. We would have to call the husband separately, call the wife separately, and when we got to closing to actually buy the property, we had to have 2 different closing times. So maybe we had the husband or the wife come in the morning, and then we had the husband or wife come in the afternoon because they didn't even want to cross paths and see each other, guys. That's how much they hated each other. So divorce is a big one. Inheritance, death, okay? This is a big one right here. This is where we get a lot of great deals that are inherited properties. So let's say you have a property that you live in, it's your homestead, but then you find out that Uncle Jimmy left you a property and it's in New Mexico, but you live in Texas. Well, you're probably gonna be motivated to sell it because you're like, I am never gonna move to New Mexico. I have no desire to go there, but I know that I inherited this property. I just wanna sell it quick, get my money, and keep it moving. I have no emotional attachment. I just wanna get the money. That's a great opportunity, and vice versa. These are circumstances. Maybe mom and dad were living in the property, they passed away, and you just have to get the property sold. You have other assets you have to take care of. Maybe mom and dad had a lot of debt that they need to get taken care of, and so you need to sell this property as fast as you can so that you could pay for all the expenses and everything that's needed. That's another circumstance that happens. Yes, it sucks, but hey, it happens. Another thing is job transfer. Let's say you just got notice that you live here in Houston and your job, you got maybe a week notice or 2-week notice or whatever, or maybe even 30-day notice. I don't know what the requirements are with employers, but you got notice that your job is gonna be transferring out of state to a whole nother city. But you bought this house, so guess what? You gotta sell it now. If you don't wanna own it as a rental property, you don't wanna deal with tenants, you just wanna get it sold quick in a short amount of time, that's a reason that's gonna cause you to become a motivated seller. Now, another big one is another demographic that we buy from a lot, landlords, okay? So the bad circumstance for landlords is bad tenants. Okay? So if you have bad tenants that are either messing up the home, destroying the home, they're not paying rent, and the guys, I could tell you, we bought properties from so many landlords who had rental properties, who've been landlords for 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, but COVID, complete game changer. Moratorium that was placed, the federal moratorium where tenants could stay in the property for like 2+ years, not get evicted, not pay rent, and yet all these mom and pop landlords, you know, they're not the richest people in the world. They may own 1, 2 rental properties. It's part of their retirement income. But a lot of times tenants think that every landlord is just a multi-millionaire. They're just sleeping in cash, but yet they really need that tenant to pay that rent. After the moratorium, they just were paying 2 mortgages, or maybe their home was paid off and they had to still deal with this tenant. They're just done. They just want to get it sold. They don't want to deal with it anymore. Like, hey, if we can agree on a price, you deal with evicting the tenant and I'm out. It's yours. And that's one of the ways that we can get properties at a great discount because the landlords become motivated sellers. Now, physical distressor. Now, physical distressor, very important. This is another way for us to find properties. Like, for example, driving for dollars. You're looking for a property that's physically distressed. You may not know the owner. You may never meet the owner before you get in touch with them, of course, but you're looking at the home itself as a motivation and not the owner as a motivation. So the homeowner can be motivated through financial and circumstantial distress, but then they can become motivated when the home becomes distressed. Let's say they have expensive repairs, right? Expensive repairs that they just can't keep up with. Roof is caving in, HVAC went out, water damage to the property, busted pipes, insurance wouldn't cover it, or insurance rejected the insurance claim, and they just can't afford to come up with $10,000, $15,000 in repairs. So they're like, you know what? Let's sell it. Another physical distressor for a property, hoarder home, okay? We bought several hoarder homes, guys, and it is exactly that, what you see on TV. I don't know, I can't remember I don't know if it's on Lifetime or what station it is, but when you see that TV show with hoarder houses, it is real, guys. There's people who really live like that in houses, and it truly is a safety hazard. If something was to happen to a homeowner living in a hoarder house, they trip, they fall, they hit their head, guys, it's over, right? If something happens to them, no one would even know they passed away. But having hoarder homes, definitely a physical distress. It brings in a lot lot of, you know, roaches and rats and mice and all these, I guess they call it vermin or whatever it's called, all of these different things that's coming into the house that are destroying the property, right? It's just not good, it's not healthy, it's not sanitary, but that causes the property to deteriorate in a very short amount of time. Now, another one is code violations. Now, this is one of the things you definitely can see when driving for dollars and looking for properties that may be with code violations. Now, here in Houston, when you have code violations, they have a bandit sign. It's like a plastic sign on metal stakes that's in the front yard, bright yellow color that says code violation. So if you're driving through the neighborhoods and you see properties with a code violation, that is a property that has a physical distress. And code violations can be for many different things. It's usually going to be a safety hazard, but they might put a code violation on your home for overgrown grass that has not been cut. They may see that maybe the front door is not properly closed. That becomes a hazard to the community because kids can walk into this property. Something can happen to that kid, they can get injured. It's a public safety issue. So you always have to make sure homes are secured in this city of Houston. And so these are the biggest things that create a motivated seller. So let's go through it one more time. You have a financial distressor. That's anything that's affecting you financially. Foreclosure, tax delinquency, HOA delinquency, bankruptcy, liens, judgments. And remember, these liens, judgments, they can be federal, they can be state, and they can be local, okay? Circumstantial distressors, as we go through this again, is just life's circumstances, guys. Life be life. It's gonna happen to all of us, right? Circumstantial distressor, going through a divorce, death, inheritance, probate, job transfer, bad tenants. Again, guys, there's probably 100 other things, but this is just kind of the main things that we see that causes motivated sellers. And then lastly, physical distressor with the property itself. Expensive repairs, hoarder homes, code violations, fire damage, water damage, all of these different things that can cause the home to deteriorate and become a distress to the seller, which would then cause them to be a motivated seller that will allow us to provide a lot of value to them to get the property at a discount where we need to be at so that we can flip that property, make a little bit of money, and move on to the next deal. So guys, I hope that was helpful for you. This is the Understanding Real Estate 101, understanding motivated sellers and what creates a motivated seller. So there you go, motivated seller. And this is one of the things I definitely want to leave you guys with. A lot of times real estate investors get a bad rap thinking that, oh, you're just going off the motivated sellers and these are just disadvantaged or they don't have a lot of money. I'm here to kill that myth. We have bought properties everywhere from people who were on their last leg. Their property was about to go to foreclosure just a couple of days before we bought it. And we've bought rental portfolios and properties from multi-millionaires and everything in between, guys. We've bought from white, black, Hispanic, Indian, Asian. We've bought and sold to every creed, color, age you can think of, guys. So a motivated seller does not come in a certain age group. It doesn't come in a certain color. Guys, anything, all of us are 1 to 2 major life circumstances away from becoming a motivated seller. But unfortunately, going the retail route or the traditional way of selling houses is not always going to be the best solution to be able to sell those properties. And that's where we come in, so we can buy these properties fast at a fair price so that you or a motivated seller can move on to the next chapter in their life. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I hope this video just brought so much value to you guys. So if this was helpful for you, do me a favor, guys. Make sure you share this clip, share this video with any friends, family members, whoever you think can benefit from this, guys. Let's get that algorithm up and let's create a community, guys, because it's not fun unless we all eat. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that follow button, guys, and let's continue to get this money together. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.